In this video, I'm going to be going over the dev notes that were released May 21st of 2026. Alright, so to start off, they go over the upgrades of in-game currency and the shop system. Alright, so they previously talked about a kind of a tower mode where you would go through with your mechs and you would go through clearing floors and getting tokens. And then moving into an upgrade selection phase. So they're going to explain how it works here. So upgrades, so augments, this seems to be the name of their upgrade tiers. So you have three types, three major categories. You have stat boosts. They say they directly improve your striker's baseline stats, like increased damage, faster fluid armor regen, or enhanced HP. Okay, so those sound just like kind of like the mods that we currently have in the game, except they sound like they might not have the debuffs that we currently have. Universal effects. So these grant unique perks. These grant unique perks such as immunity to knockback from melee attacks or a second chance mechanic. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Immunity to being downed once and a full HP recovery. You'll also find augments that add or alter skills. Oh, that's interesting. It might be something like we're seeing down there. Like brawlers generating shockwaves or continuously summoning missiles. Yep, so exactly like down there to bombard enemies. So that's interesting. So it'll, like here in this video with the Welkin, it appears like he's shooting out things in kind of like a radius around him. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if there will be, in this mode, there's probably going to be like horde enemies that'll all just start spawning around. And so instead of needing like a good single target, maybe this will be good for clearing out large ranges. Yeah, kind of like this. We can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe? Maybe 8 there, I'm not quite sure. In any case, there is a lot, so these missiles also look like they could be good for that. Weapon effects. These dramatically enhance your modular weapons. Okay. Turning your Hex missile launcher into a rain of death with missile splits or adding AoE damage to beam autocannon. Wait, so I wonder if this is... I wonder if this is the Falcon or if this is the Hex missile launcher. Okay. Most upgrades come in 5 familiar rarity tiers. Okay, that's interesting. It does say most upgrades here, which makes me wonder if, other than, because they don't mention the red tier, like the ultimate tiers, or like the orange tiers. So I wonder if these most upgrades, I wonder if there will be some times where you'll get those ultimate ones and it's just not showing here. Maybe they'll be more rare or like more situational. Upgrades you'll encounter top tier. Okay, so top tier options are guaranteed after elite battles or boss battles. So boss battles will probably get you like a gold one, or elite battles will probably get you purple ones, is how I would assume it to work. Certain effects can be stacked by picking them up multiple times. Okay, so that makes sense. So you can just stack, like if you're running a super tanky build like a Welkin, for example, you could probably run a bunch of like fluid armor regen or just health effects, and then they'll all just stack up together. Not happy with the 3 random upgrades offered on a level. Okay, so you will, every level, which I wonder if that's each floor. That might be separate. You might level up as you go through floors though. So, but every level it looks like we'll get 3 random upgrades, and we can use these same virtual tokens to refresh our selection of 3. But yeah, so of course, whenever you refresh, it'll become more and more expensive, which kind of makes sense. It'll prevent you from resetting like infinitely. All right. So new PVE roguelike mode, Spectral Nexus. So that's probably that part. The PVE roguelike mode, Spectral Nexus, is set to launch with Season 4. Today we're giving you all the details, how it works, what to expect, and the rewards you can grab along the way. Let's dive in. Cool. What is Spectral Nexus? Spectral Nexus is a tower-style challenge combining random elements, strategic decision-making, and skill-based combat. Sweet. You bring your modular weapons and loadout into the fight, accumulating boosts and supplies as you progress through each level, battling tougher enemies at every turn. This is a pure PvE mode, meaning no resource losses. That's awesome. Because right now you can lose your items if you fail to extract in Mashmac. So having no resource losses is actually kind of huge. I like that change, or that part of it. Your modular weapons, gliders, and mods remain untouched. Sweet. Oh yeah, so whenever you die, your mods won't die. Oh, and interesting. So your gliders too. So even if you die in the game, since I'm assuming there's no extraction from this tower, it's just how far you can go. Your glider will just go back to your inventory if you do end up dying or losing it in the game. In-game, you'll earn exclusive event currency and augments to boost your striker's combat power, allowing you to customize your gameplay style and to push your limits. Cool. Yeah, so that's the augments that we were talking about over there. All right. Solo mode launches first. Interesting. So solo mode, it kicks off on Season 4. So solo mode launches first, leads me to believe that it will probably in the future also receive a co-op mode where you'll actually be able to go through these levels with friends, which that would be pretty sweet because then you could, for example, focus on each taking up your own role. So maybe at the start, like all-rounders might be the best place to go, but in the future, someone might just focus like super heavily on damage, and someone else could focus on a healing or a tank build to go through it pretty effectively. That's pretty interesting. 40 levels total. Difficulty increases as you climb, and clearing the 40th level counts as a win. Okay, nice. So there will be 40 levels. I would kind of assume, based on like previous experience, that there might be elite battles maybe every 5 and boss battles every 10, and then a really big boss battle on level 40. So that means you would get like 1, 2, 3, 4 wouldn't be too difficult, and then on the 5th one you would get an elite, then you would go another like 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 you would get a boss battle. That's how I would kind of assume the structure to be, but they might do something else with that. I'll be interested to see. Leaderboards. Oh, nice. Your performance is scored and recorded on a leaderboard, refreshing every 2 weeks. Oh, that's cool. So I wonder if the performance means like how fast you clear all 40 floors, or it might be how much damage you can do in all 40 floors, or like first one to level 10, first one to level 20, maybe something like that. I'd assume it's just a straight whoever can do it the fastest will win, or will top the leaderboard. Whoever can get to level 40 and beat level 40 will win. But that's kind of interesting. I like that. I wonder if they'll let us see the builds of the people who are at the top of the leaderboards, so that we can kind of see what we could focus on to also get similar runs to them. That's kind of cool. More modes coming. This is just the beginning. More modes are in development and will roll out in future updates. Sweet. So that pretty much, that kind of confirms to me that they're going to do another not solo mode. How does it work? Pre-battle prep. Before jumping in, you can configure your supply drop setup in advance. If you're short on resources, don't stress. All pilots will receive a starter combat pack, okay, after the season update. That'll be cool. It probably won't be anything crazy since it's a starter combat pack, but that would be super nice for people just starting the game and who don't have already a bunch of modular weapons and everything from playing Mashmac. So that'll be kind of nice for people like that. Check patch notes for details. Okay, so we'll get some more information on it later. Some supply items are restricted in Spectral Nexus. Okay, so the restricted items are cargo rockets. That makes sense because you don't lose any of your items, like it said. So since you don't lose any items, there's no point in using cargo rockets to extract them out. Locator beacons also makes sense. It'll just be like a kind of a blank floor like it's showing there. And then extraction beacon. That also makes sense. You won't want to extract from it. You'll just want to go as deep into the tower as you can go. And then once you've got everything ready, hit strike to start your challenge. Yep, that makes sense. Oh yeah, and it looks like they have that looks like they have everything else that you would be able to use in a Mecha BREAK mode right here. Cool, so now in battle phases. Inside the Spectral Nexus, each level follows these steps. Preparation phase, you get 180 seconds to call in weapons, gliders, and do final prep. Enter the glowing circle to start the fight early if ready. Okay, so that makes sense. I wonder if this 180 seconds will contribute to your final time. So with the leaderboards, if you're able to call in weapons, gliders, and everything faster, if this 180 seconds can be shaved down when you enter the glowing circle, so you'll be able to complete the leaderboards a little bit faster. That could be interesting to try to, because you'll want to maybe balance min-maxing your builds, but also trying to go as fast as possible. So battle phase. Complete a mission objective visible on the UI. This could involve taking down enemies, surviving waves, or achieving other goals. Okay, yeah, that's pretty standard. I wonder if these other goals could maybe be something like we see in the challenge modes currently, like activating a beacon while being under attack, or helping an ally AI activate a beacon. That could be something interesting. Or like escorting a payload could be. Update phase. Choose one of 3 randomly generated augments to upgrade your striker. Make your pick before time runs out, or the system will auto-select the first one. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I think this one of 3 random generated augments was what it was talking about somewhere up here. Not happy with the 3 random upgrades. That's probably what it's talking about. And then the shop phase. On certain floors, spend virtual tokens to buy extra upgrades or restock ammo. Nice. Critical for taking on tougher enemies. That's right, because this mode kind of sounds like you won't be relying as much on your built-in weapons. You'll be relying on the modular weapons. I think somewhere up here it mentioned these dramatically enhanced modular weapons. So if your modular weapons have like a 500% damage boost on them, you'll definitely want to be using those instead of your built-in weapons. So, perfect. Time spent in this phase doesn't affect your overall clear time. Okay, so yes, this also kind of proves to me that this 180 seconds does affect your overall clear time. So in the preparation phase, the faster you get this done, the more time it'll shave off, the faster you can be for your leaderboards. That makes sense. But then on the shop phase, you'll be able to take as much time as you want. That makes sense. I wonder if you'll be able to use the shop phase as a preparation phase, kind of. So in the shop phase, you'll still be able to call in your weapons or gliders, or if it'll like only be to spend the virtual tokens to buy upgrades or restock ammo. All right, the level structure. Oh, here we go. Okay, Mirror Corridor has 40 levels split into cycles. Every 10 levels follows this structure. 4 suppression waves, standard enemy waves. You'll face lower tier enemies like Rapier, Tigress, and Yutsuya. And then 1 elite battle. Fight small squads of elite enemies, including Wuren and Shikra. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So that's kind of what I was saying. And then 4 suppression waves and then a boss battle. So that's exactly what I kind of predicted up there. So, oh, interesting. So in the boss battles, you'll be taking on Makalu and Tatra and Tristego. Okay, I wonder if those will have any mechanics changed or HP nerfed, or if the damage from the modular weapons will actually be that insane that we'll be able to take those down with their like original HPs. That's interesting. Before starting the first floor or major checkpoints, 5, 15, 25, 35, all right. You'll have 180 seconds to prep. Enter the glowing circle. Okay, so this is the preparation phase that it's saying before starting the first floor on major checkpoints. Okay, so yeah, okay, that makes sense. Boss fights teleport you straight into the boss room with the same 180 second prep timer. Okay, I don't know why they split it up here. Because this is just saying the same thing. It's just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All right. As you complete each cycle, enemies become stronger with higher stats and special buffs on higher floors. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So I wonder if maybe Makalu will start off like on level 10 if you get it on that low of a level. It starts off with like half HP, then 20 it's like normal, and then twice, and then 4 times as much HP. So then as you go, you just try to outpace their buffs with how many upgrades you're getting. So this is what a floor will look like. This is interesting. This is just it looks just like the practice range. I wonder if, did it mention anything about teleporting you? Enter the glowing circle to start. Oh yeah, okay. So it looks like you enter, so it says prep phase here, and then, oh, this is also a prep phase. Interesting. I do like the walls. This makes it feel more like a tower. This could be like a top floor or a bottom floor of the tower, I guess. Or maybe this whole platform like ascends up into something in the sky like this, or like descends down. One of those would be cool. Oh, okay, so we can see here actually level 10, and we have a Makalu at level 10, so you're already seeing it all the way that early. And then here, this is level 1, and we're fighting just a bunch of Tigress tank Mark 1s. Okay. And then turrets, large turrets. Okay, that's interesting. Is there anything different about the modular weapons here? I don't see anything especially different. We have 26 and 25 ammos. That seems fairly standard. And here, yeah, so level 1, he obviously doesn't have any of those modular weapons or upgrades probably. And then here, we have the 2 extras. All right, end game and rewards. Each session ends when you clear all 40 levels, quit manually, get defeated, or fail to meet the mission objectives on a floor within the time limit. All right. So you might not be able to do like cheesy builds, so you won't be able to like whittle down their HP little by little, because there will be a time limit that'll prevent you from doing anything like that. It'll kick you out if you don't kill them in time. Unlike traditional modes, you won't need to waste time looting items during the run. That's nice. All rewards are calculated at the end of the session based on the number of levels cleared. Rewards include supply crates, that's nice. Mission tokens, nice. Mod boxes of varying rarities, alright. Korite ores, modular weapons in all rarity tiers, and glider packs in all rarity tiers. Ooh, interesting. It says glider packs. I don't know if they're named differently in game, but does this mean we'll get a full glider when we do it? Or does this mean we'll just get like a part of one, like a third of a glider, and then we'll need to like piece them together on our own? Or maybe it even means we'll get like a full, like a setup, like a whole suppression glider pack. That could be interesting. I like that. What's next for Spectral Nexus? This mode is still in beta, and we already have big plans for future updates to make it even better. Here's what's coming. 3-player co-op mode, slated for release next season. You and 2 squad mates will take the Spectral Nexus together. So it will be a 3-person mode. I wonder if they'll also have a 2, like if you're able to play it as 2 people, or if you need 3 people to clear it. That's interesting. Okay, you'll probably need 3 people to even start the mode. Endless mode for the strongest and boldest pilots out there. We're developing an endless version of Spectral Nexus. Ooh, endless version. Let's go. Where you can truly test your limits and push your combat skills as far as they'll go. That is sweet. I love that. So that'll mean there will probably be a separate leaderboard for that, and that one, instead of being clear times, it'll probably be who can go the highest in there, like who can reach the highest floors in there. That's really interesting, and that'll be super interesting too, because it says here, more upgrades. We're designing a ton of interesting and crazy new upgrades. Expect builds with creative synergies and mad science combos to give pilots even more PVE mayhem and satisfaction. So yeah, with this build synergies and mad science combos, so what this kind of is telling me is you'll probably be able to create some good combos and synergies with your own robot. But then when you get into the 3-player mode, your options for builds and combos like increase threefold, obviously, with 3 players. So you'll be able to really dive into this and try to find like super niche off the wall setups that might not seem like super practical, but with 3 players you can all like make up for the other weaknesses. That's pretty sweet. And that's all for today. Look forward to more updates in the next preview, where we'll share details about the weapon upgrade system, ultimate mods, and the calibration growth system for external loadouts. Stay tuned. All right. That will be where I end this video. Thanks for watching. And I will make another video soon on this next part.